Florida. Yeah. Welcome to South Florida. Welcome to South Florida. Welcome to South Florida.
When you on the field, is it pregame? Like, is it ever? Are you ever afraid? Does you ever feel fear, or do you ever feel pressure?
Nervous.
You ever feel pressure?
Not one bit.
None of that.
No.
Who's been your tough defender? Like, who's guarded you the tough?
Yeah, who's the toughest person player?
I don't see nobody.
I knew this.
Nobody.
Man. He was gonna give it the damn hood.
That's what I'm for. I'm a playmaker. I love receiving. I love to catch the ball. I love to go over people's head.
Yeah.
You know, so I just gotta do what I do.
University of Miami. They land you, and then they land the number one. We call him football player, number one player in the nation, James Williams.
Yeah.
Both playing the same position, right? How do you envision that working? Are they telling you how that's gonna work, or?
Well, I feel like me and James two different safeties. And I'm more of the ball hogging safety. He's more of the rangy playing, like you couldn't say like in the box, but like a striker position, strong safety.
Right.
And I'm more of the free safety. So I already know in practice that's gonna just build great competition. And when the game comes, it's gonna be easy.
That's what's
Because
up.
I know we go hand in hand because it's like we're the same person.
Right.
So he has like his strengths and weaknesses, and I have my strengths and weaknesses. And we're gonna he can feed off of me, learn how to, I guess, be more of the free safety, and then I can learn off of him, be more of like a closer to the box safety.
Right.
So I feel like we just gonna make each other better.
Yeah, James played free safety. He wanted to play free safety. He was big on that. But James will never be back at free safety. James be close to the linebacker sometimes. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah,
that's
just him
yeah.
helping his team win.
That's his chess. Yeah, that's it. That's him playing chess with the team. I told him, kid. I covered James since he was that big, bro. I've known him all his life.
I just feel like every time it's just man on man. If he wins the battle, then that goes to play. He doesn't break on the run, or if this person like doesn't take that step, or certain things. It just, I feel like you beat your man every play, then you got the best chance to stop any team, or vice versa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
5-star. Lean loyalty. 6'12", 276 pounds.
Yeah. After that, I just started going crazy. Tackles after tackle.
Yeah, the first play was like a tackle for loss, like 6.
Yeah.
Oh, they didn't touch you, like.
Yeah, like they did.
Explain to me, dog. Like, what is that about? Like, how do they not? You 6'5", 300 pounds.
I mean,
Is it something? Is it a swim move or something you do? Like, they don't see you? You're teleporting? What's going on?
I'm too fast for long.
They don't realize you that fast when the game starts. Like,
I'm gonna be the best player on the field. Like, I just gotta show the world. Like, I'm the true 50. I'm the next 56 up. The next. I'm gonna just go crazy this year. Like, show people like, wow, at 56. Like, show them like I want to take care of my mom. I want to put in a big house, stupid cars, big pool in the backyard. Put on for my brothers, my nieces and nephews, like coaches. I think all of them boys for like having me here at this like position that I'm in now, cause like it took hard work and dedication. Without all of them to guide me in the right path, I wouldn't be here today. So I think all of them for like helping me out. Like, yeah.
It's gonna take 3 motherfucking days, and that's what?
Big time players step up in big game. All the criticizing, all that is over, baby. Big time players step up in big game.
Yo, what's going on, man? I got a couple of my homies in the back, man. I got KB in the back. Should have Rich coming here. Got Medi in the back. Might get Monster X on here if he ain't nowhere. If he ain't already done got drunk. Listen, man. Theme of the show tonight. You see, I got my crybaby box back here, man. I went and brought me a whole bunch of crybabies, dog. Crybabies, dog. No crybabies. Let me see. Let me get my lights turned on this thing. Bam. See my crybabies, dog? I went and brought all my crybabies, dog. I went and brought about 30 crap. Dog, no crybabies, dog. No crybabies, dog. No crybabies, dog. No crybabies in there. That's what we're doing in there. We're gonna get in here. We're gonna talk. We're gonna keep it real. But no crybabies, dog. All the emotional craziness, man. I'm gonna open up the phone line, but if you think you're crazy and you can't deal with it, it's gonna be a process, dog. It's gonna be a process. But I think we saw the process. I think we saw the process start tonight, bro. I did. 786-405-9499. 786-405-9499. We want to get down with IOD Squad. At some point, we may shut down the members. If the comment section get too foul, then we may shut it down, and only the members will be able to comment. Somebody put the link in the villain group me, man. What I got up here is the game stats. This is where they send us the media. This is the post-game notes. Offensive team total. This is the post-game notes. Let's see. Y'all caught Mario. Mario got a little crunk at the end of that press conference, didn't he? Mario got a little lit. So, man, listen. That's 3 losses in a row. I think the first time they've had 3 losses in a row in maybe 2 or 3 years. I think when it was 6-6, I think they lost 3 in a row. I'm going to bring my boy Maddie and KB in here, man. We're going to be in here for about an hour, man. We're going to open up the phone lines. Y'all send the link so y'all can talk. If y'all want to talk, if y'all want to read. But, man, no crybabies, dog. No crybabies. It's going to be a process, man. Shout out to Kobe Young, bro. Came in and did his thing. That is not how Kobe Young look in practice. X had literally wrote Kobe Young off. Literally. Maybe he was a little injured when he first got here. He looked a little slow in practice, but we haven't seen him lately. So a few offensive notes, and I'm going to bring my boys in here, man. The Hurricanes total 538 yards of offense, including 496 passing yards. Making that the 14th start of his career, quarterback Tyler Van Dyke finished the game with the second most passing yards in Miami history at 496. He set career marks with 42 completions and 57 attempts. The 496 yards are tied for number 14 in ACC history and 124 more than ACC quarterback in 2022. His 42 completions were 9th in ACC history and 8 more than any ACC quarterback. Will Mallory had a career-high 8 catches, totaling career best 115 yards. Frank Lasson Jr. tied team lead with 8 catches. Kobe Young caught the first 3 passes of his career, totaling 42 yards and a touchdown. Jaleel Skinner had a career-high 3-catch day. Henry Parrish and Smith each caught touchdown. Defensive team individual Hurricane defense totaled 9 tackles for loss, 5 sacks, 2 interceptions. Keontra Smith had the first interception of his career. An interception by Cam Kitchens in the second half marked the first time a quarterback Drake made career. He threw for 2 interceptions. Darrell Jackson Jr., Corey Flagg tied the team with lead with 7 total tackles. Jackson had 1.5 tackle for loss. Flagg had 3.0 tackle for loss. Anybody on this show say anything bad about Flagg from now to November the 11th, we block you. Word got us connected on 1 or 2 field goals. I got Medi in the house, and I got KB in the house. What's going on, bro?
What's good? Y'all can hear me?
What's good? Now, that's a great way to start this thing off. Did y'all hear what I just read off? Listen, old Josh Gaddis and Mario and Punts and the offensive guards or whoever went from 10-yard fight pounding ground to goddamn 5 wide and threw the ball 50 times. Are you not entertained? Is this what y'all want to get the receivers, the Jeremiah Smiths and the Brandon Innes? This what y'all want?
Who is y'all?
Well, not y'all, but I've heard a lot of people say these guys ain't coming to play no offense like that. Well, we just threw that bit 50 times for 500 yards.
And still lost.
Still lost. The main thing they lost. KB, what's good?
What's good, fellas?
What's good?
What's good?
So did y'all listen to the stuff I just read off? Do I need to read it again in the notes?
No,
Hurricanes total for 538 yards of offense, including 496 passing yards. Everybody who's played against North Carolina went for 500 yards this year. Marking the 14-star career Tyler Van Dyke finished the game with his second most passing yards in Miami history. I thought it was just here. This motherfucker almost broke the Hurricane. Threw the ball 50 times. They say Tyler got in the rhythm and they just rode him.
They should have.
Right. But when you throw the ball like that, one thing that Josh Gee talked to me about was last year Tyler had options to throw the ball or run the ball. He threw it a lot, which put the offensive line in the place of, we don't give a fuck about run blocking when it's time to run the ball because you're passing so much. As he passed, it seemed as if the running game goes away.
You mean go away as in play calling or production?
Production.
Both.
Like, it's play calling too, because if you look at the carries and shit, like, I mean, they didn't have a bunch of attempts, but also them running plays were getting stuffed in the backfield.
Exactly. I mean, it's you play to win the game. You know what I'm saying? You play to win the game. And I can understand, inserting the culture and wanting to do this and this and that. But the game dictates sometimes what you're going to do. The run game, it wasn't there. Like, what do you want? It's not there. People are stacking the box. I'm not saying that UNC completely sold out to it, but the run game is not there. It doesn't mean you abandon it, and I don't think they did. But you have to go with the flow. Tyler's in the flow of the game. He was looking good. We started going tempo the first, after that first drive or what have you. Oh, I think it was the first drive, and then we stopped our own dumbass damn tempo and shit, and then went back to the bullshit that ain't working. And it's just like it's a game. Every game, every week is gonna be different. It's what this game dictates. Our run game ain't popping. Let's win the game.
Every week is a different story. Yep. Go ahead, talk to y'all shit. Every week is a different story. It is. Every week is a different story. Luke May comes in here, big 6'4", 220 pounds. The dude is cold. He's so cold. I went to their sideline and had to take a picture of him sitting on the bench, which they don't want us doing, but I did it anyway because motherfucker's cold. That's a first-round quarterback, bro. He is cool, calm, collective. Mac Brown got all the confidence in him and zero confidence in his defense. He the real one, bro. He is.
Listen, I will take watching. If it takes a loss for me to watch TVD get back into the groove, I'll take that. I'm just gonna lay that up there, plain and simple. I'll take that.
Hey, shout out to you, Kyle.
Oh, that's interesting, though. That is an interesting take
I'll
on
definitely
that, Kyle.
take that.
Listen, this is my question to both of y'all. Manny, you got something you want to say?
Yeah, motherfuck all that. No offense to Kyle, you my dog, but motherfuck all of that. I've said it before, and I'm gonna keep beating that dead horse. What's the definition of insanity?
Doing the same thing over and over again, getting the same result.
Hey, y'all don't think it's funny? We lost the game the exact same goddamn way that we did last year. I'm pretty sure the exact same goddamn margin, doing the exact same goddamn thing. Yeah, Tyler threw the ball over the field, and shout out to him. I'm gonna be the first to get on record and say that. Yeah, I know I've been critical of Tyler. But today you look at the stats. Mallory got 8 for 115. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 receivers with over 50 yards receiving. 2 more with over 40 yards receiving, including Kobe Young and Jaleel Skinner. Shout out to Tyler for that. But that should also come to the tune of 24 carries for 42 yards, averaging 1.8 yards per carry. That sounded like exactly what the fuck we was doing under Lashley.
So what was we supposed to do? Like the definition of insanity, you just said it. What we was gonna do? Keep running for 1.7?
I'm not saying we got to run for 1.7. I'm saying that we went out here and did the exact same thing. We abandoned the run game to throw for almost 500 yards and still lose. And all I keep seeing people doing is once again pointing the finger at Gaddis. Gaddis showed levels in this game.
He has.
All I heard was people bitching about, a good OC adjust to their players. What the fuck do I think he did today?
People still mention Gaddis' name?
Absolutely.
I said that the one time I didn't mention his name, but the one thing that opening drive, I stand on that. Fuck that opening drive. That was bullshit. You coming out here with this same little slow pace, watching the running to your weakest side of the line. No, I was pissed off at that. I'm like, bro, this is a problem. But the thing, like I said, Streeter, I said this 2 weeks ago. We've seen Gaddis adjust, and he adjusted again. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I said I have hope with Gaddis. Yeah, I've seen him continue to adjust. In this game, he adjusted, and it was just like, bro, what was that run game gonna get us? Like, we're saying don't abandon the run, and I don't necessarily know if he did or not. But dude, we ran the ball 4 times at the 1 and got no fucking where. I'm not doing that, dog. I got a game to win. I'm just not gonna do that. I'm sorry.
I think. Is it any truth to this? Is it any truth to this? When you start throwing the ball like that, because some of them was RPO, so some of them was like run option. Tyler was too. When you start throwing the ball like that, yes or no? Do the offensive line kind of get away from the mindset of run blocking? If y'all watching on Twitter and Facebook, come on over to YouTube. I'm finna cut it out awful. Y'all come on over to YouTube. Do the offensive line get out the mindset of run blocking?
I mean, I've never played O-line, so I couldn't necessarily answer you that, but I can understand that theory.
Mm-hmm. I think, and I see a lot of people like point fingers at Jalen Knight for the fumble.
Damn, that was devastating. We was
no, you right.
He was hurt though. I don't know what y'all saw on TV, dog. He was fucking hurt, dog.
Yeah, he had 4 carries for 13 yards. When you relied so you wanna know what levels look like? This is what levels look like. When Drake May struggled and threw 2 picks. You know what Phil Longo did? I think his name Phil Longo, the OC. You know what he did? He went down to pushing a rock to the tune of what? You got their rushing yards, 191 yards rushing. Caleb Hood, all you see him getting chunks for 4, 5, 6, 9 yards down the field. And they turned Drake May into a game manager. Anything he had to throw, if we did send a little bit of pressure, our defensive line rarely did get in the backfield. Phil Long would just chalk up a check down, something to the perimeter, something quick where the running back bailed on the pass blocking, and he would just chuck it down to him or something quick into the flats. One of the most crucial points of the game was when he put Jafari Harvey in coverage. And Jafari Harvey was keeping his eyes in the backfield instead of staying on his assignment. And Buddy threw it down. He got the first down. And they got to work that clock. And those are the type of things that show levels. But when you solely put all your eggs in the basket of a passing game, you can't do those things. So, yeah, to answer your question, I do think at that point, it's like, okay, we obviously can't run the ball now. So now we have to throw all the field. So now let's focus on pass blocking. Losing 3 offensive linemen didn't help either, but
you lost 3. You lost Clark. Who else?
Justice Oluwaseun, which might be a blessing in disguise, and then we kind of lost Jonathan Dennis. We were down to our third string at center.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we were.
Usman Traore.
Well, we couldn't run the ball from jump,
no,
exactly.
We couldn't run the ball from go.
I get that, but this offensive line's blocking schemes have changed. This offensive line don't look like the offensive lines I saw in Texas A&M.
We had 24 attempts. Okay, and Tyler had 6 of those. Listen, when they line Drake May up and they run him up the middle, on those quarterback draws, right?
Hmm.
Why is nobody up in arms about Drake May running the quarterback draw? But we get up in arms when
I
Tyler do.
was.
Because Tyler ain't as slow as y'all saw that
Yes,
today. He ain't as slow as y'all think he is.
Motherfucker is
Yeah, but he
molasses.
Tyler has to get Ty. If I get Tyler on the sideline and get him in a straight line, cool. But like running up the middle or running away from people, that's a different. It take Tyler has no wiggle. Yeah, he's not
He
as
has no,
slow as we
he has
may
no
perceive him to be.
confidence.
He has no. Ew, call it what you want. He ain't got no wiggle neither. So Drake May is a little different. He can, it's a big difference between the two guys.
You saw
I'm
it
not
last year.
running Drake May nowhere.
Tyler's
I'm
absolutely
surprised
right.
they even take them chances.
Because last year, the one time we saw Tyler actually have some type of success, I think it was the Virginia game where he hit the sideline and just ran straight, broke a tackle, got into the end zone. I think that's his only touchdown run of his career. You know what I'm saying? Like Tyler's not that type of person. Like he's not gonna go into open field and shake. He tried to do it today, but most times just ended up him just like diving for his life, trying not to get his knee knocked out. You know what I'm
5
saying?
wide receivers. 35, 5 wide receivers. Tyler Van Dyke draw. Good play or bad play?
Bad play. I would never do that. I would never do that.
That was a bad play. Yeah, they did
Now,
it.
Yeah,
it depends on the alignment.
I would never do that.
Now, if I got like an extra safety on the field covering down one of those receivers, or you got more of a speed package blitzing up field, then yeah, it's a terrible play. But if you have what Miami gave Drake May a lot of times, no spy, 2 linebacker formation, your slot corners are shading over your slot receivers, and the red tee opens up because our pass rush is getting no pressure, no push. Then that makes sense. But that's not what we were giving him. When we blocked, I don't know what happened to Corey Gaynor, but this dude went in and became a whole different fucking person when he went to UNC. So I remember him distinctively getting his shit pushed in multiple times when he was here. Then he go to UNC. I'm not saying they're getting coached better per se, but he obviously came here with a chip on his shoulder and something to prove. It don't help. Right. The first and second string center go down in the game. You know what I'm saying? Those are just things that are unfortunate. Yeah. But multiple times today, I saw this man just upfield, just continuing to block people. And at no point can I remember in his time in Miami did I ever see him doing those things.
Right. One thing I want to talk about before listen, before these games, we don't look like we're having fun like the other teams. When we go walk down there and look at the other team, they're like they having fun, they look a little fired up. Everybody looks bigger than us, though. I don't know what that shit's about. You know what I'm saying? Everybody looks more mature than us, but they look like they're having fun. They look like, and we don't look like that when we come out. And I said it in the group me again, like, hey, listen, it's a little better than last week, but we all look like we did overtime last night or some shit. The game starts, and they catch us with our pants down again. Boom, 7-0. But they fought back, dog. And if Blaze doesn't step out of bounds, that's the type of play that changes the trajectory of a season. The crowd was decent, though. The crowd was decent. I can't say the crowd was decent, but they were so ready to boo, boy. TVD tap dance his way out of that shit today, boy. They was ready.
It was, but they did. It sounded like they started booing a little bit, but they was booing the play calling. They weren't booing Tyler. They was booing the play calling, and I didn't blame them at all.
What you saw?
But that was early. It was early. It was slow, methodical. It was bullshit, and I'm just like, here we go with this shit. Like, are we gonna? I was waiting to see us make an adjustment. So then when I saw us complete a few passes, and then we ran tempo, I'm like, okay, this is what I keep talking about when I'm saying Gaddis. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not on Gaddis' side to the left or to the right. It's a show me thing, right? But this is what I've seen. I've seen him make adjustments. So now I see us doing the tempo that we weren't doing before. And I heard them with the excuse like, oh, to play tempo, you got to compete. But no, bro, we're not talking about that. We're talking about just moving at a better pace, moving at a faster pace, getting your guys involved. You don't have to complete every pass to run tempo. I don't understand what they was trying to say to that. But they got in the tempo, they was going, and then I think they got a first, and then they got out of tempo. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Why? What are we doing? And then, we after a while, we started clicking, started turning it on, and started moving the ball around. It just took a little while, but I think they got some early boos that they deserve because you're not booing the team or booing the guys. You're saying, hey man, like we've seen enough of this. Let's do something different. And I don't think there was nothing was wrong with that.
So, Carl, in your opinion, tempo is what you prefer over a quarterback seeing the look that the defense gives him and taking the time to get an adjustment from the sideline? You would rather them just tempo?
It's not a preference. I want to go with what works and what's needed. So I want to go tempo because I need my quarterback has been struggling and I need him in a rhythm. Tempo is the best way to do that. Now running tempo as opposed to looking over the defense and deciding whatever. Again, that's going to be a game to game thing, and it's going to depend on what's going on. But at the same time, you're on offense. You're the dictator. So I may not feel the need to look over your defense if I'm dictating what you're going to do. You know what I mean? So I'm an aggressive play caller. I'm going to dictate what goes on out of the field. So I don't need to not run tempo because I need to look over the defense. I don't need to do that. But every situation is going to be different. So there's not a preference. It's just whatever the game calls for.
So I counter with this. I saw that drive with tempo. I'm pretty sure that's the drive that led to the missed field goal, if I'm not mistaken, right? That was the second series?
I believe so. I think so.
The second time we saw tempo was at the end of the game when Tyler forced a pick into 5 defenders and they got picked off.
That's it. No. That's situational. What happened was they thought that Skinner got out of bounds, and so they hurried up the play. That wasn't. Go ahead.
Let me finish. Without, like I said, without giving context, that is in a sense tempo. Yes, you are right. It is situational, based off of we thought he got out of bounds. He didn't. That was a freshman mistake. I'm not too upset about that. But what I did see is when he didn't have tempo during that same drive and was getting down, he was finding his receivers open and getting the ball up the field. I don't think he put the ball into too much danger. Actually, he kind of did, but not to the extent of where he just seemingly threw the ball to the defender. I don't know what receiver was back there when he threw that ball that got intercepted.
The ball got tipped, bro. The ball got tipped.
I understand, but at the same time, even the receiver he was throwing underneath to with the tip, because it wasn't a tip that it wasn't necessarily a tip that I don't know if it was him overcompensating by trying to put some height on the ball, but it seemed like even if the ball didn't get tipped based on the trajectory, that still was going to fall into the lap of the defender. It like he missed high. And so when I see those things, it doesn't scream to me as someone that tempo is always the answer. It screams to me that he needs to take his time to read through his progressions. I will say this, and I said it in the group chat. Tyler did not have frozen feet today. He kind of went back and forth, but some of the better throws he made, he was on the balls of his feet, toes bouncing. And I think it assisted him when he rolled out and made some of those throws. Now, some of those throws were not good. Like some of that thrown across your body with pressure, that's not a beneficial thing for any team to do, because when you do that, you put the ball in harm's way. But I'll give him credit because some of them throws, like the one he threw to Parrish, that was gutsy. I'll give him that, and that's what I haven't seen this season. I will give him credit for that. That was a gutsy throw. But I think he's
like he's like a different quarterback today, bro. We've seen, what do y'all think contributed to that though, bro?
Changing of the offense. It changed, and you can see it from the rushing yardage. It went back to what we did last year.
Let me say this. And let me counter again your counterpoint on that tempo. That I don't think that's a fair or a good comparison, because that was, we talk about tempo versus last second 2 minute drill. That's two different things. You know what I'm saying? Like, he wasn't trying to, like, we can, like, if that's the case, I could go ahead and attribute it and say, well, the reason he passed that way is because we got him in tempo early and he caught a rhythm. I could actually use that because we haven't seen him in the rhythm all season. We saw him in the rhythm once we went to tempo, and then they stopped it, and then we come back, and then now he's playing. He's looking like a different quarterback. I could say that, but I don't think I'm going to use that. So I don't really want to compare the two situations. I think they probably should have spiked the ball and did what you said. Like, then, okay, let's go over the defense. That's a different story. But I think, like you say, freshman QB, freshman receiver making a mistake. They kind of discombobulated, whatever. But when we start talking about what was different or what's the run game, me personally, I got to go back and see and look at everything. I will say this: some of those opening plays, we're still pulling and trapping and seeing those things. It's just that these guys are getting to the second level. Teams are sitting on that shit and eating it up. So I don't know if the strategy is different when it comes to the running concepts. It's something I got to sit down and see. But I know it was last week, so there's no reason for me to believe that it's not this week. You know what I'm saying? So I'm with Medi on that. We got to get back to that. But now it's starting to look like things are just players are starting to return to the means. You know what I mean? Like, these guys couldn't run block last year, and now we're seeing the same culprits not be able to run block this year. It's just taking a while. It's the same thing when we're talking about an Ivy. The same thing when we're talking about who am I thinking about? It's just certain guys we've seen. And they started off like, okay, these things look different, and now they're starting to regress back to their means, and we're starting to see it. Like number 70, yeah, he got hurt, but I've been wanting to pull him out of there. You know what I mean? So, yeah, things are switching up a little different, but it's just something I got to go back and, look at some reviews and some tapes. But Medi's right. They did come out. We came out, I'm looking at the formation. It wasn't bunch. We came out kind of spread out, even though we ran the fucking ball. But I'm like, okay, cool. I'm with we're trying to do something different, so I was cool with that.
At the end of the day, I refuse to listen to anybody try to argue the logic that Gaddis didn't, quote unquote, do what his strengths were. I'm not listening to that. And anybody who has that logic, we ain't got nothing to talk about. I'm just being honest. It ain't personal. It's just because we saw that, and I feel like if the offense was being dictated by Mario, it feels like, from what I saw today, the handcuffs may have been taken off a little bit. Do I agree with it? Not necessarily, because I feel like I said, good offenses can do what they want. And we saw it from Phil Longo when Drake started struggling. Like that's the most shook he looked this entire season. And when he started struggling, they were like, all right, let's reel you back in. Let's let you manage the game effectively. Let's rely on our run game and pound the ball down their throat. And then that drive before the flag play. I think it was the play that the flag got to stop on Drake May, or the series before that. We saw them just be like, hey, let's reel it back. Let's just run the ball. Let's just push the ball down the field with our running backs, and the shit worked. And that's what good offenses can do.
The defense had two takeaways, right? Drake May averaged 4 touchdowns a game. Today he only got 2, and he threw 2 interceptions. So he looked like the first. I'm gonna say he looked like the freshman. Well, I think he threw for what, 400 yards, 300. I got the stats right here. I got it right here. Drake May
309
for 309 yards, 2 touchdowns, and one of those passes was 74 yards.
One of those was a fucking joke. That one where
Will Mallory, 10 targets. Frank Lasson, 8 targets. Henry Parrish, 10 targets. Rashad Smith, 6. Michael Redding, 5. Y'all argue me this. Everybody was like, oh, just can't talk to us about Will Mallory. He had a good game. If you threw Rashad Smith the ball 10 times, or if you threw I don't know. Like, to me, it seems as if I don't want our tight end to be the
The
leader.
leading receiver.
Yes, I don't, bro. And it seems as if whoever he decides to throw the ball to, give the target to, you know what I'm saying? That's who the star is. He's comfortable with Will Mallory, like he's comfortable with Restrepo. I think if you throw the ball to Rashard 10 times, you throw the ball to Redding 10 times, I think they get 100 yards.
I
Maybe
think
more.
I actually don't mind Will Mallory getting that many catches if he's a weapon and he's doing his thing. It's some of them drops. I think he had another crucial drop today. And then the other thing is I don't understand why we rely on him so heavy. And it's like it's almost as if, and I don't know if it's a play calling or if it's just a TVD thing. I really don't. But it almost as if it's like the ball is not going anywhere else. If we're not running it, throw the ball to Will Mallory. And it's
I don't think we rely on him. I think TVD has shown that he throws the ball to the guy he's comfortable with. Bro, there's guys running open on that field. He throws the ball to the guy he's comfortable with until he's comfortable to spread the ball around. It may not make sense to y'all. That's how I see it.
No, I get it. I get it. No, I get it because it's a guys, not to give a good comparison, but like, dude, I'm out here. I'm in the country with my family. We're doing our little family thing, right? So we in the backyard playing football. I got the little kids. They don't know how to play. You know what I'm saying? These indoor kids, yada yada yada. I got the little kids, but I got one. My little cousin. He plays for Plantation. He's a matter of fact. They had a game last night. He flew up after the game or whatever. So he's here and he's on my team. And I'm trying to spread the ball around to the kids, but I still want to win the game. So when stuff get tight, I just throw the ball to him because I know that's my guy. You know what I'm saying? So it's not to compare, but y'all get what I'm trying to say. Like if I feel like I can't throw it to nobody, but right, y'all, right, and that's what it is. The problem is at this level, you can't do that. You shouldn't be doing that. It's not at this level, bro.
E1, what's up?
Because it's not like you. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, what's up, E1? Think he in here.
What's up?
We're good.
Y'all good?
Nah. So go ahead, Tyler. Cal, go ahead. You said you shouldn't be doing that. You shouldn't be doing that at this level.
You shouldn't be doing that at this level, except in certain parts. Like, okay, if it's the 2-minute drill, we down and yada yada, and I got Calvin Johnson. You goddamn right, Calvin getting that ball. But this not for 4 quarters. Calvin shouldn't be the only guy that I can trust for 4 quarters. That's not how it. No, this ain't high school. I've got Division I receivers here. I got to throw the ball. Whoever's open, whoever runs the route, I know the route. And that's the thing. You got the route in your head. You know what's going to come open. I shouldn't be looking for a guy unless I say, hey, coach, make Latson do the dig and make somebody else because I know the dig is going to come open. That's a different story. But if I'm running these routes or whatever, if my guys are running out and I know the dig is going to come open by the way the defense is set up and stuff, I'm throwing it to the dig man. I don't care who the hell it is. It could be Latson mama. If she open, she getting the ball. And you got to think like that, dog. You can't go in there like, where's Will? Where's Will? Like, come on, dog. That's how you get sacked. Stupid shit like that.
Yeah, that pass interference call, he was double covered when that pass interference call. I'm not sure what was supposed to happen there. And they gave him a pass interference at the end of the game.
The buddy was hugging him. I'm actually surprised. That's the usual calls that we don't get. I was surprised they called that. I thought they was going to just let that be a turnover. Because normally in the past when that happens, like, I guess what they were articulated is like I don't know, he didn't have opportunity to the ball or whatever the case may be. I don't know, but I feel like there's definitely opportunity for him to have an interception in that play because it wasn't like the guy who did the pass interference picked it off. It was a guy passing and someone just undercut the route and jumped it. I'm glad we got it, but. It was definitely a huge boost, but yeah, we'll see. And yeah, Scar Bees brings a great point, but I've been saying that for like at least the last 7 years. 7 years that they miss holding calls on us. I think you got one in the chat, right? On the camera?
Yeah, the one in the chat. They called it though. That's the one that they called back at the goal line with Linda Taylor.
They did call it back?
Yeah, they did call that one.
Okay. That was good.
Yeah, how y'all feel? Yeah, how do y'all feel the defense played? I mean, they had some takeaways. They had some time where they were soft. They gave away that big play in the first half. He won. You got something you want to say? How you feel the defense played?
I thought second half we made some good adjustments. First half still the same miscommunications and not running to the ball, low effort. Second half, I thought we did good. I liked the game plan from both coaches. I thought we just same old shit. We just shot ourselves in the foot, man. Like it's little stuff. Like I would be trying to tell people, we trying to blame one person in football. Like this is 11 on 11, man. We can't be blaming one dude. That's what I be trying to tell people. But I don't. It's everybody gonna point at the fumble and that was usually I get on to the next play like, but that fumble
that Mallory drop was huge too.
That was a great design on the mesh. But I like what I think we adjusted. What I would say about the run game, we got a yard of carry versus Middle Tennessee. Even though North Carolina is a bad defense, if we can't run on Middle Tennessee, we're not about to run on them. I don't think
you can look at it like that. How you ran on Texas A&M? I don't think you can do it like that.
Yeah, but that's every week more film come out on you. Every week the coaches, the other team, they getting more film on you. They seeing what your strengths is in the running game. I don't think our O-line. Now when Mario get his guys in here and develop them, we could run 100 times. But I don't think right now that's the strength of our offense. I don't think that's the strength of our team. I don't think we could rely on our O-line to win us a game. We're gonna need it. I'm not saying throw 50. We shouldn't have to throw 50 times. But if that's, to me, our offense was moving better than it did all season. So I think if we gotta find what work. If the run game is killing them, keep running the ball. If the pass game is killing them, it's supposed to work hand in hand, but we was down like we was to the third string center, backup right guard. So and we two offensive linemen got hurt on the same like back-to-back plays. We try to be on the center. I'm like, man, it's crazy. But we got
my outlook. I mean, I've said my outlook on it numerous times. It's going to be a process. What I see is, because I had this back and forth with somebody about Romello, and like Romello coming out of high school, I saw him show up in big games, line up in front of the number one cornerback in the nation and punch him in the face, get on defense, guard Keith Brown, man to man. He was a dog coming out of high school. A lot of times I think when you get indoctrinated into cultures where weak cultures, right? And you're like, oh, I made it to D1 football, and you get there and it's like, this is what D1 football is? But you ain't got nothing to compare it to.
All right.
Yeah. So what I see is that when people say, oh man, we need to get Mario players in here, or we ain't got no doubt. I see some players that came into a culture that was really, really weak. And now you got Mario trying to come in to change the culture. I don't know if he's changing it to a perfect culture or not, but he's trying to change it. And everybody ain't on board or getting on board or jumping on board. But it kind of almost came together tonight, I think, with Al Blaze, bro. You saw a team that was fighting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you saw a team that was fighting. And if Al Blaze doesn't step out of bounds, I think we win that game. But split, we all be fucked up. And whatever the fuck the saying is what I'm saying is that, dog, I see the process working. They have to learn like the night and fumble and all of that is culture. You know what I'm saying? All of that is morale. All of that is what's going on internally. This man done fumbled twice and fumbled last game too. First drive, right?
Yep. That was a third.
He was so down on him when he fumbled that ball, man. It's almost as if he didn't want to get up off that ground.
Yeah. But when I think we just got to learn how to win. We don't know how to win. Like we used to other teams making a mistake and then we take advantage of it. We gotta learn how to play clean football. But when I say Mario God, I'm just talking about the offensive line. I think because he recruit and develop offensive line different. But we could win with these players. Like, you know what I'm saying? I just think for us to run like that much and depend on it, I think we gotta get better players on the offensive line. Just but like you right. Before a game was played, it's in the moment, so you get mad. But I said you gotta trust the process, man. Like we've been bad for 20 years now. Now we don't want to wait no more. Like what? We got nothing else to do. Not everybody ran out of patience.
What y'all thought about Medi? KB, what y'all thought about Mac Brown and all the chances he took? Like, fuck it, 4th and 9, let go. Goal line, 42. Like, you just go. What y'all thought about that?
I've already said it, man. We everybody Super Bowl. Do you ever see UNC doing that, flip the U shit down or anything else to any of these other schools? No, that shit always seem to come against Miami. I don't know what it is. Like I said, we everybody Super Bowl. Everybody wake up for us for some reason. I'm just tired of us always staying the fuck asleep. That's what I'm getting tired of. Like at some point, like no one's gonna explain. No one. I don't care what nobody says. No one's gonna tell me that same defensive line from North Carolina allowed that same defense period allowed 288 yards rushing to App State. And Chase Bryce threw for 361 and 6 touchdowns. No one's telling me that, and he spread the ball around too. So no one's telling me that you can't have a focused line. There's not a single offensive lineman on that team that was start in Miami.
But it's not telling you. What do you see? What do you see the run game working? Like what do you from Middle Tennessee to this game? The last 2 weeks, do you see it working? Like, do you see something that you'll keep going back to and rely on?
Here's what I see. I see a team that in North Carolina that watched everything because I watched them execute 3 game plans in one. I saw them one say, okay, we're going to do exactly what Middle Tennessee State did, and we're going to air this shit out. And if they stop that, then we're going to figure out other ways to do it. Once it got stopped, once Tyree got out, they were already up.
Chris is crazy.
They already up by what? Double digits?
Chris,
that man was calling that thing like Mag 94, bro. Up by 7 wins, 4th and 3.
Yep, go for
it. We got me. Hey, we gonna go for it.
But I get what you're saying though, man. You saying they got different options to rely on, basically. If Drake not going.
No, he's talking about the preparation. He's talking about their preparation.
Correct.
Like they're ready and we're not. And he's tired of us not being ready.
What we not doing. Like they were like, okay,
right.
Let's watch their film against Middle Tennessee State. These motherfuckers just threw it all over the field. I know as a head coach, as Mac Brown, my receivers are miles ahead better than anybody that's on Middle Tennessee State. So just throw that shit up. And they found it and exploited the mismatch, which was Tyreek. And then once Tyreek went out with, I'm assuming a concussion, either that or an injured labia, they were like, okay, cool. We don't gotta do that no more. We already got the game plan working the way we want to. Now we can just alter our game plan, and we can make Tyler have to beat us. So on defense, what are we gonna do? Stack the box. He's not gonna throw for 6 touchdowns like Chase Bryce did. We're just gonna stack the box to make him beat us. They're not gonna be able to run. It's dominating the game plan. This is the part that people are missing because everybody's getting so enamored with the idea like, oh, Tyler threw for almost 500, second most yard. And that's the shit that they're going to put out to cover the fact that we had 34 yards rushing total. But we didn't even do anything to establish or even open up the run game, any underneath routes. So I heard people in the chat saying, oh, let's do some swing plays and some screen plays. All these things that would normally loosen up a box. We weren't doing them. There's a lot of dink and dunk and yards after the catch. But we were already playing a game that we were behind in. And that's what teams figure out. If we get the upper hand on Miami and we make them have to fight, there ain't no game plan you could do for that. And that was very clear.
I think it was more of Tyler getting hot and them just riding Tyler. They just got away from the run. I think it was more of maybe. I think it was more of, man, we'll just throw Parrish the ball 10 times because they did.
But what I'll say, Football, if you could supplement the run game with stuff like that. If the run ain't open, you could dink and dunk to get extra easy yards that the run game not giving you right now. Tom Brady, they do it all the time. Josh Allen, they do it. If the run game ain't working, okay, our run game bad. We're going to dink and dunk, and we're going to get 5 yards, just easy yards, what they giving us. That could supplement the run game. But I get what you're saying, because you gotta be able to run game, because it's physicality that you got to establish to have a successful team. You got to run, but I just don't think I don't think, like, as bad as Lashley was, the O-line, I don't think we seen them getting they shit pushed in. Like, I don't think they good enough. I just don't like, and then you get 2 injuries. Like, nah, I don't think they good enough to where we could just rely on them. Like, I don't think we could switch the game plan up, like you said, Maddie, like they did. We can't do that, because if we doing that, we just gonna get back to what we are bad offense.
True, but at the same time, like I said, every team wakes up from Miami, and Street just said it. He said when he shows it, he's like he still sees a team that looks lethargic. It looks like they don't want to be there. I don't know what the reason is for it.
I don't know.
Mario is pure intensity. So why is it that when we play, and like I said, every team Super Bowl, like someone just posted in the chat what they said, Tennessee State lost 41-14 to the team that we got alumni off of.
So we got alumni.
Kyle, what you finna say, Kyle?
Oh no, well, to answer the general question with Matt Brown, that's what he does. Like, yeah, Miami is still everybody's Super Bowl, like for real. But also the announcers were saying that that's what UNC does. Matt Brown is aggressive. Like, they go for they say he's very analytical. They listen to the analytics, and it's better that you go for it on this down and that, blah 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 blah. That's what he does.
Right.
Now, as far as what Mehdi was right. As far as what Mehdi was ranting about, that's 100% true, and it's very frustrating, especially when you get a new staff. You gotta kind of let it work itself out, because it's a new staff. But it's very frustrated to where it's like you find yourself asking the same thing he's asking himself. Why are they ready and we're not? Not the players as far as being hype and playing and ready. I'm talking about the schematics and shit. Why is that everybody else can go see what everybody else did and scheme against us, whether to stop us or whether to get open, and we can't seem to do the same thing? Like, why the fuck can't we scheme against May? Why can't we scheme against their run defense that we know is ass? It's very frustrating to see that shit.
You don't think they did a good job against May?
Yeah, I wasn't talking about shit. I'm not talking about necessarily just shutting down May, but it's just like, I was just giving examples of, this is everything you got to cover. So it's just like, okay, so why can't we be the team that do this year, this week? Why can't we be the team that has figured this out this week? It's like everybody else keep figuring out our shit, and we can't. And so it's just like, what's going on? Middle Tennessee was an obvious game where y'all motherfuckers didn't watch the film. I don't care what nobody goddamn say. Y'all overlooked them. I'm talking about from the coaching staff to the water boy. Y'all ain't no fucking way. UNC should be different. And I'm not saying UNC caught us off guard in any way, but it's just like, how did we not scheme to where we could take advantage to their weak ass run defense? They run defense, it looked superb against us. Their defense looked good against us, opening it up. And it's like, what in the fuck? How does that happen? Everybody turns that button on except us.
We almost set a record against them, Kyle, passing them.
I don't. and it's funny because
somebody schemed that up, right?
It's funny because we did quote unquote shut down Drake May, if you want to call it that, to the tune of 309 yards and 2 picks. But at the same time, like, they have
shut him down. Find another word. You ain't shut him down.
I know, I'm talking shit. What I'm saying is that the fact is that even when we got him rattled, Phil Longo had a pivot, and that's what it seems like we don't have. Like,
yeah, I agree with you there.
We don't have a pivot. Like, okay, this don't work. Let's go to this because we know it's gonna work. Like, we executed this because we've seen other teams execute this. Like, you look at the game against Appalachian State, and they had an absolutely complete game plan. They allowed 40 points in the fourth quarter alone to that same defense. Not in the game. We didn't even get to 30. They allowed 40 in the fourth quarter alone against that. You mean to tell me Mario's not in a film room still? All these people aren't sitting there looking at these things like, hey, we got to do whatever it is that they're doing because that shit is crazy. That shit in most scenarios would get people fired. I think he only got a pass, Gene Chizik, because A, he used to be the head coach there too, and B, it was so early in the season. But if Gaddis ever allowed 40 points in the fourth quarter, y'all go burn that man house down with him still in it.
I think they have some of the same problems going on their defense. We just never think about that. Like they got some infighting on their defense. They got some coach but they got some people that not buying into the new what Dog is trying to do. So they got some issues with their team too. You know what I'm saying? We had a few big plays. I see it's just like, all right, man, we just gonna throw the ball to the running backs. We're gonna just put Rooster at wide receiver. They're like they just giving up. Like they're giving up on the wide receivers, bro. And that's kind of wild to me. Look at this I'm reading. Of the 15 teams making up 2022 blue chip ratio list, the Miami Hurricane 55% are the only ones with a record under 500.
This my thing with that, right? I'm not saying we don't have the talent to win. I think we do. We should be better, whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand how we get this blue chip ratio from the same people we bash when they giving out the stars.
I said that last week, didn't I? I hope they don't tweet about it.
Right. So then they don't take in the fact that, oh, okay, this receiver or this 5-star or this 4-star, he went to this team. This team fit his strengths. He gonna fit in there, so he gonna maximize his potential. They don't look at that. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's why it's like, yeah,
What is the blue chip ratio?
It's basically like quality players, like what they consider quality players, like basically the 4 and 5-star. But it's like, okay.
If I said to you this, you're starting a college football team, right?
Right.
Hey, you want to be you ain't got nobody. Do you want to be a top of the blue chip ratio, or do you want to hire some guys that can evaluate and y'all figure that shit out yourself?
I'm getting the guys that can evaluate. The blue chip, I would say it's valuable, but it's like when you gotta at some point you gotta factor in where they going to. Like
I think listen. Whether 247 rivals, whether they're right or wrong, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about how many players on the team? 60, 50?
Yeah.
85, right?
I thought it was, I was about to say 85.
85.
If you're telling me I can get the upper echelon of the guys that rivals say are good, right? I think we take it every time.
You're right, but I'm just saying the schools that's getting the upper echelon is the schools that got a culture set in. You know what I'm saying?
Not
like
even that upper echelon. Come down a little bit. Come down under Alabama.
Right.
Come down. If I can get all the guys that Clemson is getting, come down some. Come down.
Right.
Come down. If I can get, you get where I'm going with this, though.
No, you right. You right, but it's just funny to me that when we get a kid, right, and they drop their rating or we think they should be rated higher, we bash this site. But then when we ready to bash our staff, we bring up their ratings. You know what I'm saying? Like it's I don't know, bro.
That right there is what I talk about all the time, the emotional part of things.
Yeah.
You do it every day in your house. You do it with your wife. You do it with your kids. Call your wife. She don't pick up the phone fast enough. Like, she'll never pick up. She pick up the phone more than anybody in your life.
Right. Just that one time.
You do that every day. That's the emotional side. Once your emotions get involved, you don't think logically a lot of times.
Right.
It goes right back to the Shamar Stewart thing. If Shamar Stewart commits to Miami, everybody buying Coach Mo pizza.
Mm-hmm.
He commits to Texas A&M,
They hate him.
Your fat ass.
Right. That man.
So listen, Kyle. We done seen
Yep.
2 or 3 different offenses, right?
Mm-hmm.
What you guys want to see? Because a lot of you guys wanted to see some pass happy shit, and they thought that was gonna get us wide receivers. Well, Tyler Van Dyke is back. What do you think is where does this need to land at, bro?
To me, it looks like it's coming together. It may not look like that for everybody, but so we've seen the good of the running game. Now we're getting to the good of the passing game. So now it's time to mesh these two things together, and I think that's where we're headed. And I'm not just saying that as a fan. I'm watching. I've seen the best of the pass game. I've seen now the best of the running game. Right, and I've seen Gaddis make adjustments. So I see it's starting to come together. The question is, like I was saying the other day, are we going to stump our toe again, or are we going to actually make it connect this time? And connect does not mean going out and beating our next opponent by 70.
Right.
We just want to start seeing ourselves eliminate games like this. Not that this was a bad game. It's not a bad game. That's not what I'm saying. We just want to see ourselves get right to where it's not all we could do is pass. All we could do is run. We're going to start seeing ourselves be able to give balance and be able to call, run, or pass whenever it's needed and be, successful with it as much as you can be. So I think I'm seeing it going in the direction that I want to go in.
I agree with Cal.
That's good, dog. Your synergy suites in the kitchen with a new recipe, right? And
she had that. I need to go get her.
And you're baking the cake and you tasting it. You like that's almost there. It's almost there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yep. Right. No, I get what you're saying. Say what you said earlier, and I want to see if the people in the comment section agree with you. What you said about the loss and TVD getting in rhythm.
I said I will. If it takes this loss for TVD to start getting the rhythm, I'll take it. I'm fine with that. If this loss, that's what it took for us to go out and have this to see him start getting in the rhythm and play like he will. Oh, I'll definitely take that, bro. We still got the rest of the season to go. Oh yeah, I'm good with this.
But I think what.
Wait a second, E1. Wait up. In the comment section, let me know how many of y'all agree with Kyle. Kyle basically saying, listen, what we won. Close your eyes, then, Kyle. You can't take it, dog. Close your eyes. Kyle saying, what we won. He'll take TVD getting in the rhythm, which gives us a little more hope for the season. And the loss to 0-1 the ACC to North Carolina, who's not going to win the Coastal. How many of y'all agree with Kyle? E1, what you think?
I agree with him because I feel Kyle. I think he's looking at the big picture of it.
Yeah.
I think if we like put it like this, if Tyler keep playing like how he did the first games, our ceiling is low. If he's playing like this, I think our ceiling is higher. Now, our fans, we can't see positives in losing. They only see the negative. Like, you know what I'm saying? They never, and in the wins, they only see the positive. It got to be a balance of what you're seeing. Like, so I think I agree with Kyle. I think getting TVD going is good for the long run. I think the offense, like y'all said, I think the offense gonna mesh. We just gotta give it time, man. We ain't got nothing else. Like, what else y'all gonna do? Been waiting 20 years.
Right.
Like,
and let me say this to add on to that. Let me say this to add. I'm sorry. Two things. I'm sorry. Number one, like just going forward. You know what I'm saying? We're not. Y'all know we weren't finna win no title this year, bro. So y'all gotta want the team itself to just continue to get better. And like Streeter say, that's gonna give us a higher ceiling. TVD doing what he doing, and quite frankly, the worst possible outcome is we find out that this line just cannot get it done. And if that's the case, we're gonna need TVD doing what he does so we can spread those defenses out so we can have a semblance of a run game. Because we know we're not gonna give up on the run game. But the reason I said that we may see that the line can't do it is because, man, UNC wasn't the first, but I'm seeing motherfuckers sending 3 and we can't block 3. And then when they're sending 4, somebody's calling it a blitz. Oh, he dialed up some pressure. No, he just sent the 4th man. And we are doing a bad job with 2 guys on 1 guy, and they're not putting this man on his ass. The same thing, like, I'm not necessarily gonna blame the O-line for like that last tip ball, but I have to go back and see, but I'm pretty sure it was 2 guys blocking him because I think they rushed 3. If they didn't, they rushed 4. Why is this man not on his ass? Why is he able to get those arms up in the air? Right. And I'm not blaming them. I'm not saying that, because guys make good plays. They get paid. They're here too. They're scholarship athletes as well. But I just saw that they're rushing 3 and they're getting I don't know about the K5 pass, but it was around that same drive where they're rushing 3 and they're getting there. And I'm just like, dog, if TVD got time to set and make there's no problem. I'm seeing this man get flushed out the pocket on a 3-man rush. Come on, man.
They be getting in there fast too. Listen, 786-459-49. If y'all want to get down with IOD Squad, the link is in the comment section. It's $15 to 12 o'clock tonight. It's $15 to 12 o'clock tonight. Don't look now, but Clemson still kicking people's ass.
After we said they done.
Yeah, after we wrote them off and said Dabo had cancer. I don't know what the fuck we thought was going on over there. But don't look now. They 5-0 and they taking Boston College ass out to the woodshed right now.
But I ain't gonna lie, I was on that train. I thought they had lost too many coordinators, too many. I was just like, man, they take a step back, but that might crumble. I thought they wouldn't take a step back, but hey, it's still time. Fuck them. They still got time to lose. Ain't worried about them.
Right. I think we was looking at how we'll fold under that. So we like, yeah, if we lost coordinators, that's how we look.
You right, bro.
Yeah. But
I don't know. I don't know if we have enough depth on the O-line, bro, for it to become better this year. I don't know if the guys, when you start losing those guys, I don't know if the guys behind them are good enough. But I guess as the season go on, man, as the season go on, you just hope guys get better, man. You see Wesley Bassett out there making plays. The Kobe Young thing, let's talk about the Kobe Young thing before we get out of here, bro. When Kobe Young got here, dog, we don't go all the way back. When we sat down with Alonzo and he told us, we got some guys, we got some Jags at wide receiver, but we got a junior college wide receiver coming in. He's the real deal. He's 6'4". He do this, he do that, he do this. And then Kobe Young got here. He's soft-spoken. He's from up north. And we saw him on the field. We're going to put out a little video of him. And he looked a little pudgy, and he looked a little slow. He didn't look as athletic as we thought he would look. Maybe when he got here, he had an injury or something. X wrote him off. Y'all heard X talk about it. X was like, man, I don't.
Yeah.
This is the weird part. He comes in the game, and Tyler Van Dyke goes at him 3 times in the crunch time versus their number 1 cornerback, dog. That shit is weird to me, dog.
Streeter. But ain't that's what we're talking about? And I get it. And I'm starting to see what you said possibly being the thing coming to fruition. You're starting to see personnel changes and guys coming in because, like you say, it's a long season. So we're starting to see different guys starting to come in, and maybe they were trying to. We got to stretch this season out. We got to stretch it out best we can, right? Right.
A new guy.
But
his first taste of D1 and his first taste is Mario way.
But at the same time, and I'm not saying this for Kobe, I'm just talking about the roster as a whole. When you have dogs or you have guys that are capable, you have these guys you have to get them in the game and play them over the guys that you quote unquote are comfortable with. Sometimes you got to get uncomfortable because I know Kobe Young can get in there and I can run him a fade route and he gonna high top the ball. You know, things like that. We have to, like, those are the things you have to, and maybe they were biding their time, but those are things you want to see. So, like, same thing with the offensive line. It's like, okay, Oh gosh, we trust Scaife, which I'm tired of hearing people say. You may trust Scaife or whatever, but I know I can put in Cooper and Sagapolo and get some bodies moving. Like I know that for a fact. So what can I do to get these guys on the field and also protect myself? You know what I'm saying, from anything catastrophic. Put them in good enough situations. And I think we have to start digging into that bag. You know what I mean? But one step at a time. But we got guys on this roster and on this bench that we need to see a little bit. Just sprinkle them in. We got to get them in some kind of way.
I agree with you, right? But where do you draw the line between the guys that do things right, that practice well, and the guys that forget when you're trying to build a culture? Like, where do you draw that line? You get what I'm saying?
Well, you start with results.
Yeah, but okay.
And B,
say the receiver room, right? Say they see a dude, he don't give them much effort. He don't know the playbook like that. Whatever, right? Say they see him getting in over them doing everything right.
Right.
So they see him getting in. They see him getting snaps, right?
And
then when they ask for playing time, you tell them they got to do more of what the dude that just got in didn't do. You get what I'm saying?
Two. Yeah, I get it. But two things real quick. Number one, results. This is a results-based business. So right. If you Amari Carter, you doing all the right things, but you get into the game and you shoestring tackling, you missing, getting kicked out the game, and yada yada yada. I don't care about your great practice habits. I'm good. Be my practice leader. I appreciate you, bro. But at the same time, effort is different. If you have no effort in practice or effort in learning your craft, no. I can't skip over that when I'm building a coach. I'm sorry. It's hard for me to do that, but I can't. You know, it depends on what that effort is. Like, don't give me, the little things like, man, this nigga, like with Randy Shannon,
the little coach's pet thing,
right? Like somebody farted in the kickoff line or something, and Randy Shannon got mad. Now they in the doghouse. Don't give me that little stuff. But if a guy he can't learn the playbook, or he's struggling to learn the playbook, as long as he's not just saying, man, I'm gonna do my own thing, I'm gonna put him in, because I'm gonna put him in a position where, because everybody it don't make you dumb. Bro, everybody ain't good with plays and remembering plays. Everybody's not good with it. Y'all don't heard Coach Hayes talk about that a bunch of times, bro. Go ahead.
I agree with you. I'm just saying like that. I'm just saying that because that's sometimes the line the coaches got to draw, and we don't. You know what I'm saying? They got to go with. Yeah. Because when they coming in and they implementing their stuff, and if they see a dude not responding to it, it's hard for them to trust them to put him out on the field. So it's just.
I know if he can play.
No, you're right.
I got to get him on that. I got to get him out. I get what you're saying. It's like if I'm playing basketball and we playing his own defense, and I got one, it's 7 foot tall nigga, he don't know shit about zone, always out of place, but he can block a goddamn shot and run the floor. I got to use him the best way I can. I got to, bro. I'm not going to just sit there and keep getting punked inside. I got to use him the best way I can. So I got to put him in a position where he's not going to damage my zone. At least not tear it down all the way. So, I get what you're saying. And there is a line. That's why they get paid to make that decision.
No, that's what I was about to say. It's up to them to get that out of them, to make them follow suit with everybody else. So, but I just think that I'm just trying to get that perspective, because sometimes we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. So
that is always true.
We like, damn, like with Tate earlier in the year, everybody was like, "Why team playing? Why this?" We don't know what's going on.
We don't, but what I do know is this, and this is my thing. And Street, you can say it's wrong or right, but I just remember the reports from X, and what do they say about Tate? Tate flies, Tate practice hard. So as long as it's not Tate's effort, I'm cool with that. Now, if you're telling me Tate's struggling with the playbook, like I said, that's not an excuse for him not to play. I can't live with that.
We also done heard Street, and we also done seen it. If you watch it before the play, Tate looking at the cam like, "Hey, what we got this play?"
I understand. You get what I'm saying? I understand, but you got to do it
sometimes you can bypass that. You could bypass that. I think for talent like Tay, you probably do bypass it. But you some coaches draw different lines to with that stuff. You get what I'm saying? Like, so I might put, if Tay is on a level 10, I might put the dude, if he on a level 10 and he not everything, the little stuff he ain't got, I might put the dude with a level 8 with the little stuff. I might put him on the field. Because I could trust
That's our
him.
problem though. We don't have a 10 and an 8. We got like
No,
a
you're
10 and
right.
a 7 or a 10 and a 6.
No, you're right.
so that's my main problem is the guys that are going in. You get what I'm saying?
No, you're right.
So like if there's a so if there's a let me get a solid guy. Let's just say okay, and I'm not gonna. All right, let's use this. Let's just say Shaq Quarterman, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say Shaq Quarterman is my guy. Y'all know we love Shaq. Can't run a defense without Shaq. But let's just say Shaq is that guy. Shaq does everything right, but Shaq maybe struggling coverage or maybe not the biggest guy. And I got Willie Williams on the bench. And Willie don't know the playbook too well, but Willie is Willie. Then that's a different story. I got to leave Shaq out there because Shaq is that 8, 9. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We're doing shit where it's like, oh boy, I don't want to call out nobody by name, but we're doing it like we'll have let's just say a bad linebacker or not so good linebacker, and we got Willie Williams on the bench talking about Willie can't learn the fucking playbook.
Yeah.
But we got Zach McLeod from 2 years ago. Let's put it that way. We got Zach McLeod from 2 years ago playing the middle.
Yeah. I agree with you though.
So listen, if y'all can't comment, it's because I got the member comment on. So only the football villains can comment right now. We about to get up out of here. We gonna be on here all night, man. We may get back on here tomorrow like we did the other day. But no, bro. All in all, man. Like Mario said, there's no moral victories. Like, and if y'all didn't see the end of Mario press conference, he got a little fired up at the end, and basically said, "Listen, man, we knew it was gonna be tough. We're here for it. We're here for it, and that is what it is." All the people who say, "Man, Mario get paid a lot of money, and this team look the same," I'm not gonna talk to you people. I don't want to talk to you people. If y'all think that's how life is, then you the same motherfucker talking about, damn, look at your child. Damn, that's your child? That's how your child act?
Why they always start pocket watching when something goes wrong? Why they always start pocket watching? We lose a game, they want to watch the man pockets. Like, damn.
Because they broke. They think money is the answer to everything. Right. I mean, that's all. I mean, they think money is the answer to everything.
That's the first thing. They ain't say, "Oh, Mario, you could have did this. You did this, bro." They say, "Nah, this nigga making $8 million." Like, come on, bro.
No, man, Mario gonna be here for a while. Listen, for a fact, man. Listen, and Mario gonna get about 4 or 5 years, right? I mean, but if this shit don't work with Mario, bro, I think the University of Miami may pull money out the program and football may go back to what it was. But I don't see how it can't work because that's how I explained to somebody. Somebody called me and they said, "Listen, man, it took us 4 months to make a Marine. Why would it take Mario 8 months to change the culture and make guys in the football play?" I said, "Yeah, it did take them 4 months to make us Marines. But how long did it get you? How long did it take to get you ready to go to war? Were you ready to go to war after 4 months, Maddie?
Right.
You walk across that parade day. Were you ready to go to war?
Hell no.
Listen.
Do you know?
I'm
gonna say it right now. I'm gonna say it for the record. Contrary to what you see on TV and in the movies, almost nobody that we with is ready to quote unquote go to war. That shit is not normal. And I know the media is trying to normalize that shit. Like, oh yeah, you do this and this. So like people go there and they're just like, they a lot of them are trying to figure that shit out. A lot of the lessons that they learn are learned in blood. Like that shit, they see shit that happened and the mistakes that they made, and they go back in their head. And that's why you see a lot of them guys struggle when they get back from that and have PTSDs because they're trying to make sense of
what they just lived.
What the fuck they just went through. Like they trying to make that shit come reality. Like, and so no, you can't go to war, and you never prepare for war because that shit's not normal.
Right.
But the same concept of being in war. Yep, Black Hawk Down. Everybody ever saw Black Hawk Down?
Sounds like
at the end of Black Hawk Down. At the end of Black Hawk Down, when he asked that guy, the wimpy guy who's scared to go back in the field, asked the guy who fucking comes to get an MRE and goes right back out on the war battlefield. Man, how do you do? Like, why do you do it? Like, why do you keep going back out there on the battlefield? Like, why do you do it? And he looked at him and he said, I do it for my brother that's next to me. That's all it is. You're in fucking Iraq with you and the dude you train next to. Yeah, you fighting for America and all that nostalgia stuff. But when you in that foxhole, bro, that's about you and your brother.
And
you know what I'm saying? That's it. That's it. That is it. Nobody really cares as much as they say they do. You're trying to get back home to your family and keep getting your paychecks. That's kind of what football is. You know what I'm saying? It's them. We could yell all we want to. You know what I'm saying? And try to help them all we want to. But it's them fighting on the field, fighting with each other. How long will it take you to be ready to go to war? That's what they're trying to do. It's not building a Marine. That's some individual shit. Yes, I was a Marine after 4 months. I had to go to MOS school. I don't think I was ever ready to go to war. I was in there for 4 years. There was never a point in time where it was like, come get me. Where we going?
Like the Oklahoma drill, ain't it? Who's up next? Shit, running to the front.
But there are guys, but Mehdi, I know you met them. There are guys that are in there to kill. Action. They don't want to be behind no desk. They don't want to be none of that. I had a sergeant that was a sniper. He hated every day he had to work in the office with me. He wanted to be in the field, training to kill somebody's son. And that's what he was on. That's what he was on. I know you done met them dudes, though.
I met a lot of dudes who think that they do that do.
See, Marines got some real ones.
Yeah, when I first enlisted, when I first went through maps, I originally enlisted in the Marines. I raised my right hand, sworn with the Marines, and then I met a couple of them people. It was just like their commitment was odd to me. It was like, it's like, you a Marine, you can't do this, you can't do that, and I'm just like, no, I'm me, dog. Like, that's cool though. I mean, it sounds good. Like. And the determination and the focus that they had to be in Marines was very, I would say it was very it was respectable. But then I went to the Air Force and I was like, it was like, man, we just kind of be chilling over here, like we don't be doing all that. I was like, I mean, my first 3 deployments all was to Qatar, and Qatar is basically like UAE. It's like baby UAE. Like baby Dubai.
UAE,
yeah. My last one in 19, I went to Syria and then I forwarded to Iraq for 45 days. And I was out there like, this is some bullshit. but you meet a bunch of them dudes who's like, some of my own subordinates is just like, we trying to bust out the wire, we trying to get blown up, I'm like, that shit sound good to y'all until that shit happened and your life changed because of the shit. Like, don't talk like that. I wouldn't wish that shit on my worst enemy. That shit is not. It's not normal. It's not normal to think that way and maneuver and move that way. That shit is that shit is a different type of animal, man. I'm telling you. So, getting fucking hearing random rockets going off at different times of the night, man, that shit is not okay. But I do get what you're saying from the concept of building a culture, becoming a Miami Hurricane per se. Like you commit to it, you know what I'm saying? You're like, hey, I commit to this, I go do that. But building a culture where it's like, I'm really in the trenches with this dude. Like, this is my brother on the field. Like, we bleed, we sweat, we go through mat drills, we fucking work out all times of the day and night. Like, all that stuff is relevant in regards to going to battle on the field. And right. I told you that I said go watch that documentary, the Redeem Team.
Redeem Team. Uh-huh.
I didn't know that Mike Coach K. I can't say that motherfucker last name. I didn't know that motherfucker was a West Point graduate. He was in the Army. I never knew that shit. But he used to.
What was he?
Yeah, he was an officer in the Army. What he used to do though was during that time, because they was getting their ass blasted by teams they should have been dominating. In that I want to say it was like 04 Olympics, and then leading up, they showed the process from 04 to 08, which is a 4-year process, how they went from barely qualifying for the Olympics to getting a figurehead in there and then basically taking off. That figurehead was Kobe Bryant, for those who aren't aware.
Mm-hmm.
When Kobe showed up, that motherfucker changed the culture. And maybe that's what we need. I don't know. Maybe it's a player thing. You know what I'm saying? Like you see a Rambo show up, you see a Derek King show up, you see a KJ Osborne show up, and maybe they just lacking that right now because they're trying to do it from a homegrown state, and it's not a transfer or a guy who's been there, done that in that locker room that can kind of rally them dudes up. He thought it was good.
Why we can't leave it? But why we can't leave that shit behind? Why can't what they brought be left behind? Because King and Rambo was here together. So whatever they left, why can't that shit be picked up by somebody?
He said,
you get what I'm saying? That shit is fucking odd to me, dog.
When Rambo left, he said that, I think he said either Jacoby, one of the three amigos had told him, he's like, man, that's crazy that you broke that record. And he's like, shit, you do it next year. It should be crazy. Like, why should I show up here from Oklahoma, another heralded D1, and break all these fucking records, and y'all just not had the same ideology after me? Like, hey, shout out to that boy Rambo. I'm trying to smash that shit next year. Fuck what he talking about. And we know that.
But they might do. They don't put the my thing is the work though, Medi. You can have the idea. Where's the work? Like okay, Rambo, what did you do? How did you, bro? Cause they left you for dead over there, Oklahoma. Same thing with King. Like what? Fucking Tyler should have been following him around the whole goddamn season and understanding the 2 seasons or a season and a half. He should have learned how to. I'm not saying he didn't. I'm not saying that. But when we keep going back to this our culture, we have guys that have came in here and dropped off what culture is supposed to be. Because we've heard them speak in a different manner. Some things that are some things that are the opposition to what we were doing last year. Reek being one, Rambo, King, all these guys are here together. Why ain't nobody picking that shit up?
I think because it started at the top. Those are temporary. It can't be a player because it's temporary. You get what I'm saying? Like it started at the top. Like Mario had to set the foundation to allow that to grow. He got
Bane them say I agree with you, but at the same time I do have to look at Bane and all the OGs saying like, man, we did all that. We set the culture, like
I think they did, but I think their coaches allowed them to take a hold of it. Like
do that. I got you.
So I think you gotta allow them, we gotta set a culture to where you allow them to do that, and then to the point to where it becomes second nature. Like to where you going. It don't matter who you playing. It's second nature that you going out there with your brother. So that's what I think. It's now I think it's growing pains. We doing it some quarters. We, you know what I'm saying? Like it ain't second nature to where okay, this is just what we do. It ain't that I'm doing it, but it's second nature. This is what we do. We work extra hard because that's just what it is.
You say Melo. Somebody say Melo not serious. Melo may be the first one out. Melo may be the first one out of here, bro.
Damn.
Yeah. That's sad, bro.
Yeah, it's possible. It's weird that Kobe Young gets in the game and he goes at him 3 times in a row.
But that is weird because as much as Melo played, if Melo was such a bad whatever, and I'm not saying he is, or everybody's saying I'm not saying that. But if these issues with Melo were prevalent, he wouldn't be on the field at all. But Melo plays a lot.
Yeah,
how the fuck he getting the ball?
He just don't get the ball.
I think to this game, I didn't see him as much. Last game, he played damn near the whole game.
Melo plays a lot, dog. He don't get the ball.
This game, I didn't. But I think I hope he don't, because I think he's the one. Like I don't know.
That's the key. I believe so.
Stuff, but I think like. As far as a receiver, like an alpha, I think he's the one that got it all. But
alpha performer. I don't know, not an alpha receiver.
Oh yeah, that's
but
what I'm saying. That's what I'm just saying.
yeah.
The guy,
Okay, I got you. Yeah.
yeah, but
I'm with you. I think that's our special guy. And again, like I say, it can't be. We've heard some things about Melo, and they can't be that. They could be true, but they can't be that bad if he's actually receiving all the playing time he's getting. Because I've never seen a coach just say, "Okay, asshole, we gonna play you, but we ain't gonna throw it to you." Who the fuck does that? Nobody does that.
it is a
So
concern
there's
that up though, and Kobe got it is that's concern.
right, yeah, it is, and that probably, and then you
I
lose on
believe.
top of that.
Listen,
I would say this. I would say this. Kobe Young, in my opinion, is the only person I've seen, and I'm talking about regardless if it's Melo, Jacoby, Frank, Redding. He the only person I saw turn around and track the ball and then use his height to go get the ball. I don't know if, and I'm saying that because I think in that same end zone.
I know what you're saying. Like he created separation. He pushed them off. Like it's like our wide receivers just run. They just run.
And the play before that wasn't that the same dude? What's your boy name? We just talked about earlier this week. The corner.
Grimes.
That's his name, Tony Grimes.
That was against Grimes.
Tony Grimes.
He did the same shit against, I think it was Redding, and Redding didn't high point the ball, didn't fight for the shit, and the dude just raked this shit out, and made a great play on the ball. Jacoby comes in, turns around, finds the ball, tracks it, high points it, catches it, gets 2 feet in bounds, and those are the things that I'm sure.
Perfect example. Latson in the end zone. When he threw the ball up the Latson in the end zone, that 1-on-1.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect example. Yep. He didn't create the Kobe Young created. Go watch that play. He wasn't open. He created separation in the end zone and space for him to catch that ball. Latson them is I get exactly what you're saying.
They're waiting on the shit. They're not attacking the ball. And that's why your big ass is down there. Like it's not supposed to be dropped into a basket. Right? That's for guys like Keyshawn Smith.
For back in 2 weeks.
That's a because
he pushed it for next week.
Did it hit his hands? Didn't it street Latson?
Yeah, we were right in that end zone.
That looked.
He just had to fight for the ball. Like he just had to listen, bro. You've seen videos of wide receivers that want the ball and what it looks like.
And think about this. That's happened on multiple times this year. So while everybody's pointing fingers at Gaddis, how many times, even with TVD at under center, as the person throwing that ball, have we've seen that multiple times this year with everybody not named Kobe Young. They throw that fade ball and the receiver's not fighting for it and it gets slapped out or knocked away. And then we wonder why we can't suddenly score in the red zone. A lot of that has to do with that, but in the totality of things, a lot of times people have that 10,000-foot view, like, oh, we couldn't score in the red zone. They don't look at those individual things. I saw Tyler today mature because Tyler looked like he took the time during the off week to develop chemistry with people, to go out and throw with people. Is he fucking?
You think that's what it is? You think that's what it is?
He had to.
How many?
It looked like it. It did look like it, baby.
We were talking 2 weeks ago. We were talking 2 weeks ago about how he was watching one receiver. He was just throwing a Redding, and if Redding wasn't there, or he was throwing to Jacoby. If Jacoby wasn't there, he was throwing a Redding. If Redding was there, he just locked on the one receiver. His stat line today don't show that. His stat line today showed he effectively sped the ball, and he had 4 or 5 people with over 50 yards receiving and a 100-yard receiver. So that tells me that he's clearly in the bye week. He figured something out where he was like, "Hey, let me throw to these other people." And then even when there was a drop off, and then he's like, "Hey, let's bring Kobe Young out there." It's like he threw that ball to Kobe Young like he been throwing to him all season.
Right.
Yeah, that was weird.
But it's weird though. It's still weird. Like 2 things. Like you was talking about Kobe and what he did. I don't even remember any other fade passes this season. I don't remember guys getting fades to the end zone. Like we're saying, they're not fighting for the ball, and I haven't seen guys fight for the ball. I'm gonna be honest about that shit. But I haven't seen those fade routes to the end zone. We don't even throw those shits. And then this whole conversation started with Melo. We don't know what the fuck he can do because the opportunity ain't there. You got to let. We've seen Michael Redding get drop balls. We've seen Gladson get balls to drop. We've seen all that shit. We haven't seen Melo get a fucking opportunity, dog. You cannot tell me this man gets out there and every time he fucking runs, he's not open.
He with his girlfriend in the car.
Maybe
it don't make sense, dog. I'm sorry.
maybe the reason why they went to the fade is maybe because they trust Kobe Young in that situation. Because it ain't like they waited. He ain't even barely get warmed up and they threw him a fade.
I'm saying the motherfucker ain't played all year. What you mean you trust him? He ain't played all fucking year.
That's what I'm saying.
I would trusting this motherfucker.
No, I'm saying it like in a fade situation, not over. I'm just saying like in a jump ball situation. Like
you don't know.
Maybe you don't know. Maybe he was told, Cal. Maybe he was told to throw the ball there.
Yeah, that's what
maybe.
I'm saying.
Period. Maybe it was like, hey, listen,
maybe.
Kobe fade. Maybe we got to that point in the season. Yeah. It's like, hey, listen, man, this is what we doing.
Right. But it's weird because it still holds the same weight, right? Like,
no,
you haven't seen this nigga all season. Because you don't know if he pussy or not. You ain't seen him all season, but we got a big game and we gonna throw you the fade, bro.
Reason I say that is
crazy, right?
The reason I say that because you said we didn't see. You're right. We didn't see no other fade routes to anybody, no other go balls to anybody. I'm saying for him to get in that right there, they had to see something in practice for them to go right to him when they haven't thrown a ball like that. It had to be something. Like, because
I think he could. Yeah, I don't think that was Tyler Van Dyke's decision. I think that was told.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I think after that first pass, it was kind of like. And listen, before we get out of here, boy, that Michael Redding catch was fucking tremendous.
Oh, the one we got one toe in.
That one on the sideline. That was an awesome catch. But I think he was told. I think they said, "Listen, man, we're gonna go at Grimes." Because Grimes was a 5-star. I don't know if he was the number one cornerback in the nation at one point in time, but I don't think he's had a great career at North Carolina. I don't think so. I think he started hot and then he kind of tailed off.
Maybe.
But listen, man, it's a process, man. I think the night we saw a team fight, the night we saw Gaddis switch up the offense. I think the night we saw and that Tyreek, that first bomb that Tyreek, everybody keep blaming Tyreek for, man. Cam Kitchen said that's on him. And the second one said they didn't get the play call in from the defensive coach fast enough. The one where, and that's why Tyreek was really tripping. You know what I'm saying? Was tripping. Because that man wasn't open, man. That dude Drake May was just throwing the ball. He was just throwing. That motherfucker is very accurate. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He knew the mismatch, and he was just putting the ball on the man where the mismatch supposed to be. All right, Cleontra versus my running back. All right, we going to 4. We don't give a fuck where your 4 at. I'm throwing the balls to where the mismatch at, and I'm accurate as hell. Give my guy a chance to make a play. So yeah, those that was happening. Those 2 plays, and yeah, man. Don't be surprised if Romello get out. If Romello get the first one out there, dog.
Chris pointed out that was actually Kobe Young that caught that sideline pass. That was him that whole drive. I think he caught 3 passes.
No, not that pass. When Redding caught that pass on the other sideline.
Which one?
Right before Rooster fumbled the ball, I think it was 4th and 9, 4th and 3, or something like that.
Yeah,
I think it was right before Rooster fumbled the ball. And he tapped. Y'all remember that? Damn. I guess you throw 50 passes. I guess you ain't gonna remember all of them, right?
What you mean? Because I thought you were talking about the one they reviewed. They had to review.
Yeah. Plus, if
they saying he had one. They said Redding had one. I see it in the comment section.
They have to review this one.
Okay,
that's pretty.
Yeah. Plus, if you throw a great pass and then only have it fumble the next play, we were at the fact that he just fumbled the goddamn ball. Right?
Listen, the man did hit his arm. I saw y'all in the group me talking about.
Oh, he did? Okay.
His shoulder hit Rooster's arm, which basically just bent his arm out. But it ain't no reason to fumble that. That hole was so goddamn big. I could have ran through that hole.
It looked like he was excited for it. That would have looked like. He was like,
if you go back and look, we hadn't ran the ball in a minute prior to him running that. I'm not even bullshitting. We basically committed to that, and he was going and catching passes out the backfield. We hadn't ran the ball in a minute. And I think that's why it was a great play call, because they had committed to stopping the pass. So it's like, oh shit, go ahead. It always baffled me why teams in this day and age are running on 4th and short, 3rd and short, and out of the shotgun I'll never understand that shit. But in the situation, it's like, hey, go for that run because they're not expecting it, and they did. I think yeah, like I think he got so excited that he was like, oh shit, you actually running again, that he just kind of made a mistake.
Yeah, but I think Rooster gonna bounce back, man.
I hope so, man.
I think
he can't keep doing this shit, man. He can't keep doing this shit.
Yeah, you're right. Because that's like what? He fumbled the Texas A&M game, but he got it back, right?
C-Face God coming here with the crybaby. Man, damn it, man. We lost, man. Bam, that bullshit guy talking about. We lost. Cornerback. See, we just talked about that play with the cornerbacks, man. We just had a conversation about that play, and then Cam Kitchens basically said, hey, man, that was on me.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what?
The little things, man.
You know what I'm sitting here looking at now? I'm watching this Florida State game, man, and the same gripes that I have. That is not a good offense. Florida State's offense is ass.
They got a gamer at quarterback though, dog.
They got an athlete.
They got a guy that with nuts that plays quarterback, dog. With 143 passing, 100 yards rusher.
Yeah, he threw a pick. That boy like he was about to have a nervous breakdown on the sideline.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Let me ask y'all a question before we get out of here. I don't know. I'll probably bring it back up on the Twitter space. But if this season, if TVD get back on track, and he said, "Man, this shit left a sour taste in my mouth. I'm coming back for another year." How y'all feeling about that? You personally, don't tell me. How you feel about that personally?
I said it in the off season because I talked about people didn't understand. I said there's a such thing as a sophomore slump. Everybody in their minds are kind of just chalked up that he was just gonna be repeat the same shit he did the year before. Boom, he out of here, first round draft pick, and people were talking about it. And I'm not gonna lie, if people were down on TVD, they watched today's game and was like, I'm back up. Morons like that. Like dude Mel Kiper, they probably walked out that game with a heart on, like, yes, sir, we back in it. I'm not saying that it's not going to be enticing for him to consider that, but I just don't feel like there's still a lot of things to be fixed. Whereas, where I feel like when I look at because I said this to one of my homeboys, I said I think people are giving TVD way too much credit because he came out as a 4-star, but I think if we're being honest, TVD is probably like a baseball player that plays quarterback, not a quarterback, if that makes sense.
He's got to grow though, bro. But he's got to grow. Like we pointed out, Jake has been taught how to play quarterback from a really young age. You know what I'm saying? TVD was playing quarterback. You know what I'm saying? It's different. You know the difference. But again, just get to the question, because I want to know if TVD gets on that run like he did last year, and you see it, and it's not just, we scrapped everything and gave him last year off. No, he picks it up, and he's throwing like that, and he's saying, I want to fucking come back. How do y'all feel?
Me personally, I'm not like, it's some players that I don't want to leave, but it's to me it is what it is. This is I'm used to it now. Like if Jake transfer, he transfer. TVD come back, he transfer. It is what it is to me. Like I like both of them. Okay. I'm cool with either one. If it's TVD come back, it's positives in that. If it's Jake, I don't because I think to me you gotta be. Mobility is not everything, but I don't think a team would take somebody that can't, like, that's just stiff like that I don't think they're gonna give him the franchise unless you Drake May and you could throw like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to be able to move. I don't think it's still a long season, but unless you light it up and show improvements in a lot of areas, he probably won't leave. So, but
Tyler,
I don't mind.
Tyler leaving, or would it be the same pandemic that we've had for years, where these guys hear all this nonsense and then decide, I'm gonna go ahead and take the money and leave. He still leaves a lot to desire. You look at niggas like CJ Stroud. CJ Stroud is a first round quarterback. Right. That motherfucker is different.
Right.
I don't look at
CJ Stroud.
Yeah, I don't look at CJ Stroud, look at Tyler Van Dyke and see the same intangibles there. You know
I
what I'm
don't.
saying? I'm only not a fan of him coming back because I feel like that room is getting better. Like the people who are behind TVD, I think are going to be significantly better than he is.
But what I would say, just aside, everybody, I like Jake, right? I think Ja'Cory Brown keep taking steps. Might have two quarterbacks up out of
He's making a lot of strides, but I don't see Ja'Cory Brown as a guy who transfer.
That's why
Right.
I think he's the guy. I like Jake, but I think Ja'Cory is the guy.
I can't wait.
I think he's the guy.
I can't wait to see Black Chocolate back there, dog.
Not Black Chocolate. When you see him, do you see more shades of Lamar or shades of Malik or what?
I see.
Malik who?
You mean don't
Malik
tell me talking
Rozier?
about Cunningham.
Yeah, Malik. No,
Malik.
Cunningham. Not Rozier.
Oh, wow. Like, what the? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I think he's a lot more athletic than Cunningham. I don't see Lamar. Lamar is like once in every 20 years.
Yeah.
But
that's some crazy shit.
I don't want to say this name, but from his build and his natural talent,
he's okay. Say it
to me.
It's all right. Ain't nothing wrong with that, dog.
I think
I'm with you on that.
Everything we hear about his character, he remind me of Cam Newton. Everything we hear about him,
or the boy that Texas had, but he just isn't as big as the boy Texas had.
Oh, Vince Young.
Vince Young.
That's he.
Oh yeah, Vince was nice.
He's the one that's made the most. He's made the most strides. You know what I'm saying? I told y'all from day one, very impressive when we spoke to him. Knows who he is, knows what he has to do, and he has that thing that nobody values. He can tuck the ball and get the fuck out of there. So if he's working on what he's supposed to be working on, he's gonna be a weapon, dog, when they unleash him.
If he could become half as good the passer as he is a runner, we got something.
Listen, hopefully Gaddis is around because that offense that Gaddis likes to run, or Mario, whoever, that's gonna fit Curry. Then you're gonna see that shit maximized. But we'll see.
Do y'all see a gamer like Jameis with him?
Jameis was a prolific. Jameis was dog. Niggas don't give Jameis credit because he's a little awkward dog. But Jameis like that scoreboard up, boy.
Yeah, James is a passer to me though. I don't see Curry as that type of. Yeah,
I gotta see it before I call him a gamer. But I think he's a leader. I think first and foremost, I think he gonna be a good leader.
What was the dude that got knocked out for the Dolphins that was really, really good at West Virginia?
Pat White.
Pat White.
Pat was good in college, though. I don't care what y'all think of him in the pro. But he was
too
really
small
good
in the league. He's just too small for the league. That's all.
That's a good comp. Bird Stone, light body, Terrell Pryor. That's a good comp. Or Braxton Miller, one of them.
Terrell Pryor.
Like Florida about to pull this bullshit off, man.
Huh?
Like Florida State about to pull it off.
You think so?
This 6'7" dude feel like he jumping on somebody's head every week.
I'm a roll with the Cam Newton. Nobody don't like to do it, but I'm gonna do it. I like the Ja'Cory for Cam. Call it what you want. I'm sorry, the man finna be eating more. I'm good.
But Tyler Van Dyke come back, man. Tyler Van Dyke come back, though. Which I listen. This is what I think will push Tyler out. What just happened this week?
Mm-hmm.
So if he keeps riding, right? So if he starts, if he gets into a rhythm like we saw last year,
Florida State threw,
and he ends it like this, he's out of here. Because what happened last week is tough.
Medi threw a pick. Florida State.
What happened? Florida State lost.
George Travis threw a pick in the end zone.
Yeah.
Damn, you love to see it.
So is everybody still crying that we not like Florida State?
I don't give a fuck about Florida State. I've never made no comparisons to them.
But all right, man, let's get out of here, man. Kim waiting for me at Tootsie's, dog. I'm I'm finna go get this over with, dog. I'm finna get this out of my system right now.
Take the crap out with you.
With Candy and Stella.
All right, though. Appreciate you.
We appreciate it, dog.
All right, man. We'll get on here again tomorrow, man. But appreciate y'all, man.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah. Listen, man, 786-459-4999 if y'all want to get down with IOD Squad. 786-459-4999. $15. Y'all got 30 minutes to get in. It's $15. IOD Squad Investor Die. Y'all don't know what it is. That's what we invest at. That's our Discord where we make stock trades and we do options. And every day we trade in there. Every day we talk about stuff. We get in groups and we discuss certain things. There's information on there about crypto and everything is on there, bro. We got automated things on there where it gives you information over and over again. Just check it out, man. If you want a link, you want to come look around for maybe a day or two, we got a link that'll let you in for a day or two. Just send us a text, 786-459-9499. You can look around and see if it's something you want to do. But don't put off tomorrow. Something you can do today. The rest of your life could be seconds away. Listen, man, it's a process, though. It's going to be a process. I saw a glimmer of hope tonight. They 2-3. Nobody wants to be 2-3, but it's a process, man. IOD Squad, patience. I'm D and I'm out of here.